Who would win, a Filipino martial artist or a wrestler?
All right, sir, I'm here for it. What's your answer?
As a Filipino martial artist, you know I'm going to say me.
That is the wrong answer.
Or us. But first of all, you have to take two equally trained people, apples to apples.
That's a hell of a qualifier, sir. You're not going to find two equally trained combatants. Unless you took like a 22-year-old prime physical specimen of a Filipino martial artist and put him up against a 15-year-old wrestler. That's probably as close as you get to apples.
Okay, but here's the thing. What's the whole idea of wrestling?
To prove you're stronger, faster, more intelligent than your opponent.
Wrestling. Pin the opponent.
Meh, that's more of a finish line.
I'm not going to pin the opponent. I'm going to punch the opponent. I'm going to kick the opponent. If they take me down, I thumb them in the eye, I can pull hair, I can do all these different things.
All these traditional martial artists have this idea that wrestlers are just dumbfounded once it gets to the ground. Well, shit, what do I do next? You don't think for one moment that while you're on bottom searching for my eyes, from the top position, I wouldn't be able to do the exact same thing to you, except harder because I'm in the top position?
Not to mention, I have a whole bunch of locks and controls that I can do from anyone's guard, from my back, whatever the case may be.
I promise you, sir, your locks would not work. Every day for 4 to 6 hours a day, wrestlers do them to each other. Just messing around, it's fun for us. The game of wrestling is when we are wrist locking each other.
If I play the wrestling game, UFC and other sports venues are not real combat.
All right, sir, let's hear it.
I get this all the time. I put up my content, and of course there's going to be someone saying, hey, if it's so good, why is it in the UFC?
It is not a completely fair question, but you remember, it was there, UFC 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll tell you what, the UFC, as good as it is, and all those other sport venues, they are not real. They're
Yes, you have said that already.
real contact. People are really hitting each other, really locking each other, kicking, punching, all those throws.
That sounds exactly like what fighting is.
No question about that, but it's done by a set of rules. There's safety equipment, it's done in a ring, it's not done in the streets with asphalt, gravel, or even broken glass.
So your safety equipment, it's a cup, it's a mouth guard, and it's gloves. All of it just makes it so we can fight for longer.
It's for our entertainment, and there's officials and rules to keep the fighters safe. But in a real street fight, there's no rules, just one, survival.
None of the rules really keep us safe, they just keep us not from dying. That's kind of the big one. And out in the street, who's to say I'm not wearing a cup?
I can't tell you how many times I've seen two people square off and somebody's friend comes in out of nowhere and clips somebody. To the point where someone I know actually lost a good friend of theirs.
That's a fair point, but it goes against your martial art as well, because nothing you teach, nothing I've learned, is set up to keep you safe from multiple attackers, especially multiple attackers where you only see one of them.
So for all you people that talk about why don't we see this stuff in the UFC, great, here's your answer. It's not real.
Now, sir, nothing you have said has disqualified MMA from being real combat. We would have the same obstacles to overcome in a street fight as you would. Multiple attackers, we're in trouble. If they have weapons, we're in trouble. You're in trouble too. But the big difference is with what we do a lot more of it. We have a lot more live action drilling of getting hit and hitting somebody. The three things you guys do that we tend to not is attack the groin, attack the eyes, attack the throat. We can do that just as easily as you can. I mean, seriously, if ever I'm jumped by 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going for the balls the entire time.
Contact, yes. Context, no. The UFC is not real combat. It's real combat sports. And for more information about real self-defense, make sure you follow.